Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today, I am actually going to finally complete our series on the high level overview, where we have gone through all of the different high level tools and we have worked our way all through the settings here. And now we're actually on the tags section. Now, the tags are absolutely one of my favorite things, and it's what I use a lot to help me segment my list. So I'm going to show you all the cool ways that I use tags so that you can hopefully incorporate these into your business and your strategy. Now, if you are not a member of our program, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com. You'll see we have an option here to join our free community where you will receive 500 free leads, our courses, and this entire high level course, by the way. If you want to join our program and you want to resell the AI Ads Manager, you can join here as a client. And if you're interested in reselling High Level Plus, our AI Ads Manager, and joining our coaching program, you can choose this option here. And that is for if you're interested in signing up for High Level, or you're already with High Level and you want to join our program, resell our AI Ads tool in addition to your High Level account, you can choose that option here. I do say, if you're unsure about our program, definitely join the free community. Make sure this is a good option for you. If you are a beginner to software reselling, you want to definitely join the as a client by reselling the AI Ads Manager. And if you're a more advanced software reseller, I really recommend you resell High Level and the AI Ads Manager. And if you use our affiliate link, you can do the AI ads for free, and our membership is free as well. So you'll see whether you're a free member or a member of our program, when you get access to our community, you'll see in the learning tab the high level overview. So this is the one that we are completing today. So you can see we've gone through all of the different features and all of that until we've gotten to today's training about tags. Okay. Now, before I go too deep into tags, I just want to quickly go over the things that I did not discuss. And that's because sometimes these are pretty self explanatory, right? So, conversation providers, if you had other, it says a list of custom conversation providers. So, if you did have, it's a more advanced option, custom conversations, you would see those listed here. We have our tags I want to go over in a minute. We also have labs, which is basically like a beta version of the account. This is at the sub account level. So if you are a high level agency owner, your clients will see this, but you can see there's nothing about high level here. And then they will have the option to toggle on the new features as they're being released. So it really, as an agency owner, it really makes your agency look awesome because you're pumping out all of these great features and telling them when they'll be released. But of course, they can choose whether to toggle that on or not. So if it is a new feature that gets released into labs and it has to do with the sub account, it's going to be at the sub account level. But you'll also see if you're a high level agency owner and you have the agency account, you'll see when you switch into your agency view in those settings, you have labs as well. That is specific for the agency account. This one is specific for the sub accounts. Okay. You also have the audit logs here. So basically, any bulk actions and things that were done, you'll be able to see that listed here. Okay, so that's really good when you're trying to troubleshoot, maybe have multiple team members. And then you have the companies. So when a new contact is created or a new member, you can actually choose this option here, and it will create company records for your contacts. Okay, so you can choose if you want to do that or not. Let's just say yes, and then it will generate those records. Okay, so let's go back to tags now. And you can see tags are pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so let's together, of course, if you want to just see how we could organize this, you have all of the tags I just selected here, and then I can delete them. That's pretty much it, right? You create tags, you delete tags. If I want to create a new tag here, all I need to do is click to create a new tab, or to, I can't even talk today, new tag, and I would type in member. Okay, so let's say that I want every time we get a new member, I want to add the member tag. Now that's going to tell me every one of my contacts that has member in their profile, I know is a member, right? So that helps me to when I want to send I want to send emails to all of my members, or maybe we have updated something about our business and I want to make sure to let all of the members know. Maybe not all of my leads, but just my members. Okay. Now it's real easy. Something else I love about tags is when you are in the profile here, let's say that Jane Doe contacted me and I'm having a conversation with her. And just so that you know, we have WhatsApp and emails, and you can communicate Facebook Messenger and Instagram. All of that can be found inside of the conversations tab. So if I'm having a conversation with Jane Doe here, I can actually look over here and see what tags Jane Doe has. And if I wanted to add a tag manually, I could just come in here and then type in member. And you'll see that I have a member tag already created, but let's say that I wanted to say member trial or something, and I just wanted to create a brand new tag on the fly. I can actually do that here just by typing it in, and you'll see the plus sign. If I take back the trial, you'll see there is no plus sign, and that's because I already have a member. Okay, so I would just add the member tag like that, and then now that tag is added to the profile. Now, something else that's really cool is I could actually trigger an automation from this tag. So let's say that every time I add the member tag manually, okay, of course I can build it into automations, but if I want to add it manually like that, like while I'm talking to someone and I want it to trigger a workflow, what I would do is go into automations and I want to create a new workflow. We'll just start from scratch. And then the trigger for this workflow is going to be my tag. Okay, so I'm going to create a tag here. And then, of course, if I wanted to create a new tag, I could just start typing it here. But I want to choose the actual tag that we created. So I'm going to say, now that I have my tag here, this is going to be every single time I add the member tag to a contact, I want it to do whatever I'm going to put here. So maybe I want it to update an opportunity. So I'll say now, every time I add that, let's just do, maybe I want to, or let's do leads. So every time I do that, I want it to add to the leads, and then we'll say hot, even though it's actually a member, I just don't have a, let's see, SaaS. Okay. So we'll say leads. Every time I add the member tag, it's going to go to my leads. And technically, I would say, like, have like a customer stage in my onboarding, but this is my demo account. So let's just say every time I add that member tag, we're going to move them to the leads pipeline. It's going to be in the hot stage. And of course, I could choose an opportunity name. Let's just use a custom value and add their name. We can even choose the opportunity source or the contact source here. We could add a lead value if we want to, and then the status of this. Let's just say if it was a customer, it would be 1, so we can save action. Okay. Now, the next thing, maybe what we want to do for this lead every time that we add a member tag here is we want to add a note to their profile. So let's say added member tag, or they created a new member, or they became a member or something like that, right? So we'll say that. Now let's say that we also want to create a task for ourselves. All right. So I'm going to say new task for member. This, let's say we added the member tag. Now, I wouldn't type this out really. I would just type out whatever I want to happen. For example, like create the account or something, right? Whatever my task is going to be. And then I want to assign the team member. Let's say we'll assign demo user 1 and we'll say that it's due right now and save action. Okay. Now, of course, I could also send an email. Okay. Because maybe I want to let them know, like, let's say following up. Following up. And then we could say, hey there, let's use the custom value for the first name. Hey there, whatever your name is. We are excited you have decided to become a member. Okay. And whatever we want to say there. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's save. All right, so now you can see just by adding that member tag, what we've done is updated the opportunity pipeline. We've added a note to the profile. We've created a task for ourselves. We have sent an email. We could even send an internal notification. We could remove a contact. We could assign a user. We could copy the contact to another sub account. We could also modify the engagement score. So maybe every time we get a member, we want to add like 10 points. Let's go ahead and do that. We talked about that yesterday. So let's say adding that member tag means that in their engagement score, we're going to go ahead and add 10 points. Also could choose any of these options. We want to send a text message, a message to Slack. Maybe we want to place a manual phone call or send a ringless voicemail, Facebook Messenger, all kinds of things in here. We could send the data to a webhook. We could use if else conditional logic. And this is one of the things that I did want to also show you that I use tags for. Okay. So I'm going to add a if else conditional logic here. And I'm going to say, um, does do they have the tag? Okay. Now I don't know what tag I'm going to use, but let's just say yes. And then let's do contact details. And when you do contact details, you'll see if we scroll down here, we have tags. Okay. So tag includes, does not include, is not empty, or is empty. So I'm going to say if this contact includes, let's just say active. Okay. So active is going to be the tag I'm looking for right now. So do they have the, let's say, active tag? That's the question that I'm asking here for this if else conditional logic. Okay. So, do they have the active tag? If the answer is yes, then we're going to send them to a branch. And then, of course, any other answer would fall under the none category. So, I'm going to go ahead and save. And when you see that I do that, now we've broken off here. So, if you're following along, we have the contact, we have added the contact tag member. Now, every single time in our contacts, when we add the member tag, we're going to update the opportunity pipeline. We're going to add a note to their profile. We're going to create a task for demo user one. We're going to send an email to this user saying follow up. We're also going to add 10 points to their engagement score. And then when they get to this step in the workflow, we are actually going to ask a question now. And we're going to say, okay, does this lead that just got to this point in the workflow, do they have this tag? If the answer is yes, it's going to move them to this branch. If the answer is not yes, anything else than yes, then it's going to be moved to the none branch. So let's say if they have the member tag that we added and they have the active tag, let's say that we want to send an email to them. Okay. So we could just say send an email, or let's say that we want to, maybe we can even add another tag. Okay. So let's say that if they have that, if they have the member tag that we added, and then now they get to this, and at some point in some other automation, they also receive the active tag. Maybe here, what we want to do is add the basic tag. Okay. Now, these are just random tags I have in this account. Yours would, of course, make a lot more sense. But let's say that this is the tag that I want to add. Okay. Now, let's say here, what I want to do, if they do not have the active tag, maybe what I want to do is remove a tag. Okay, so maybe if they don't have that, what I want to do next is I want to remove the canceled tag. Okay, now again, these tags don't really make a lot of sense. I just want you to be thinking about the process here and how you use these tags to really segment your lists. Okay, so we're saying now we add the member tag, we update the opportunity pipeline, we add a note, we create a task, we send an email, we modify the engagement score, and then we ask the question, do they have the active tag? If they do, we are going to add the basic tag. So then they would have member, active, and basic. And then if they don't have the active tag, we are going to add the canceled tag. Okay. So let's go ahead and save this. And of course, let's publish this, and let's go into a random contact now. Let's say test tag in case I need to find this again. So let's go back now. We'll go back to our contacts here. And let's say that Jane Doe, I want to add this member tag. Okay. So if I wanted to add this tag to this person, there are a couple ways that I could do that. I could just click here and then I could add the tag. Okay, so I could click here and then add my tag manually. I could also click in here and I could just scroll down and add the member tag as well. Okay, so let's just add that manually like we did before. And then when I add the member tag, you'll see all of the automations start taking place. Okay, and you can see that in the conversations tab. So right away, we see the opportunity was created. Okay, remember, like we said, add them to the leads pipeline in the stage hot. All right. Now, the next thing is we have following up. Excited to for you to become a member. Okay, so that's the email that we sent. You'll also see, let's go ahead and refresh the screen. Any day. There you go. You'll also see that it did add the where's the other tags there? Let's go back. Let's troubleshoot together. Okay. So we have, it could be that this was a not a new contact. So something's conflicting. Okay. So what we want to do, if you're like, hey, like I just did, okay, why didn't all the tags work? First of all, there's the engagement score. So that's really cool. What you want to do is go back to your automation if you need to troubleshoot, and let's look for that. I knew I'd have to find it again. So let's say test tag. And then we can look in the enrollment history, and let's go there and you see Jane Doe. So you'll see all of the steps that Jane Doe took inside of our workflow here. Okay, let's click here and then we can see here's Jane Doe. So Jane Doe was added to the workflow. We can see that here, July 23rd at 2:15 p.m. The next thing that was executed was they updated the opportunity pipeline. We added notes, task reminder here. We sent an email waiting for that. Okay, they're at the wait stage there, and then it was executed. And then we have the if else conditional logic, which means it did fail because it didn't meet our criteria. And that's why it went to the dump folder and removed the contact and removed the workflow. Okay, so it actually did everything that we wanted it to do because it didn't meet that criteria. Okay. So that's how you want to troubleshoot all of that. And if I go back into Jane Doe's um, profile here, we should see, if I go over here to notes, you'll see the note that we added, add member tag, and then you'll also see the task that we created here. So task, new task for member. Okay. So that is where all of those things will show up. That's how cool it is to add the tags. You guys can also add, if you go into your automations here, let's say inside of my booking, let's just say reminders, let's say any point that I had a workflow. And let's say when they get down here, at any point here, I wanted to add a tag, and that tag would be member. Okay. Because remember, adding the member tag was the trigger that made that other workflow work. Okay. So let's say that in this appointment reminder workflow, somewhere in the middle here, I want to add that tag. Okay. I could do that. I can add that member tag. And then as soon as that lead gets to this point in the workflow, it's going to trigger that other workflow to start working because the trigger of that workflow was the adding of the tag. Okay. So you guys, I hope your minds are blown about how you can really set up your workflows and your automations based simply on tags. It's absolutely the easiest way, especially if you're building accounts for clients, because you as the agency can build out all of the systems, give them a list of tags, and then they can simply work their list. And then if they want to send maybe something about insurance, they can add the insurance tag and then it will trigger those automations. If they want to, create a new member manually, maybe they add the member tag and then it triggers that automation to create a new member manually. So tags are absolutely so incredible when it comes to really segmenting and streamlining all of your marketing and automation. So I hope you guys are as excited about tags as I am. I absolutely love them. Again, if you're not a member of our program, or if you want to join our free community, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com, choose one of these options here, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and